5 sneaky reasons you're not losing weight in midlife, even if you're trying hard. Think you're doing everything right, but the scale won't budge? In this episode, we are uncovering 5 surprising reasons fat loss can feel impossible during midlife, from sneaky mindset traps to mismatched workouts and healthy habits that actually backfire. You'll discover the small shifts that can create big results. If you're tired of the frustration and ready to find your sweet spot, this episode is your breakthrough. Gaining belly fat in perimenopause and menopause, even while eating trim healthy and doing all the right things? Feeling exhausted, inflamed, and so done with the scale? Hey, I'm Chris Honeycast, Jesus follower, trim healthy coach, and your midlife hype girl. I believe God didn't design you to live stuck, bloated, or burned out. This podcast helps you partner with your hormones, ditch the belly fat, and finally feel strong, calm, and confident in a body you actually enjoy living in. Friend, I know this season can feel so heavy. You're doing everything you can to lose weight, but nothing is working. You feel bloated, exhausted, and like your body is turning on you. I want you to know you're not failing. Your hormones are just shifting, and it's time for a new strategy. That's why I created the Midlife Fat Loss Formula, a 6-month group coaching experience that's already helping women drop inches, lower inflammation, and feel strong again. If you're ready to feel like yourself again, come join us at bit.ly/join fat loss formula. That's bit.ly/join fat loss formula. Grab your sipper and let's go. Hey everybody, and welcome to the Menopause Makeover podcast, otherwise known as the Honeycast. And I am here today to talk about some sneaky mistakes that you might be making. The reason why I call them sneaky, it's because in your mind, you think I am doing everything I need to do, but yet you're not seeing results. So let's dive in. First, we want to understand why the midlife fat gain happens. Why the belly fat? Why the creeping up of the scale and the creeping up of inches around your waistline? And how you might not be supporting that and maybe even working against yourself. And the key thing to understand here is that it has to do with our hormones. They're not to blame, but they are a symptom. Our hormones are actually not causing the fat gain. They are a symptom of deeper imbalances. So there are imbalances that are going on with your sex hormones, which would be your estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, maybe DHEA, pregnenolone. Then we've got our hormones that affect satiety and hunger and insulin and fat storage, and that's going to be cortisol and insulin. And so as estrogen leaves, our body composition completely changes because estrogen tells fat where to go. And when estrogen is not there, we sometimes have more of an androgen dominance, which could be maybe your testosterone, the DHEA, the androgens. And the thing that happens is that our fat is distributed to our abdomen because we have lots of cortisol receptors there. And so the other thing why we're gaining weight is because we're losing muscle pretty rapidly. And we also are slowing down. We're not moving as much. And here's a key. We are not as resilient. What you used to be able to do and tolerate and your body could tolerate, it no longer can anymore because of the aging process and because of the hormone imbalance. So that is the reason why we're gaining, and there are things that you can do about it. So number one mistake is, or a sneaky mistake, is cranking cortisol. This means too much stress. This could be overtraining, undereating, lack of recovery. All of these spike cortisol. And what does cortisol do? Cortisol raises insulin. Insulin is our fat storage hormone, although it can help you burn fat in the right amounts. Also, the adrenal glands are part of this issue. When our ovaries are not making estrogen anymore, guess who steps in to make estrogen? actually several organs, but your adrenals start making some estrogen to bring that balance back. And when our adrenals are already fatigued or worn out or stressed, that is also going to raise cortisol. Your adrenals may not have any extra capacity to make energy efficiently when they are stressed. The other thing is just chronic stress is also going to create cortisol. That would be poor sleep. That would be poor recovery. There's no fat burning going on when we are in chronic stress. And the other thing that it does when you're in chronic stress, it short circuits your fat burning potential. And I remember going through a season in my life where I had some adrenal fatigue going on. And it was before perimenopause, so it wasn't affecting my weight as much. It was more affecting my energy levels and my ability to handle things. I could not handle things at all. And it affected my sleep. And then, of course, my stress levels with homeschooling 9 children and being a stay-at-home mom. And my husband's at work all day long. And I'm, trying to just keep everything, alive, keep everybody alive and be able to make the dinners and do all the things. It really taxed my adrenals. And it wasn't until I started dealing with the stress and getting adrenal support. And that sometimes can be very helpful in perimenopause and menopause, is to support your adrenals. There's different things that you can do and that you can take, some adaptogens that can be really helpful for adrenals. If you are struggling with a lot of stress in your life, you're probably going to need some adrenal support and you're going to need some B vitamins. Those B vitamins are crucial. They are stress vitamins. They really help you navigate. Not really navigate, I'm not going to say that. They really help you, they support your body, those B vitamins. And it needs to be a methylated B vitamin. So to make sure that your body is getting it, it'll say that. It'll say that it's methylated. And then, of course, the foods that you're eating are very important to serve your adrenals and to serve your body and your hormones and help them come back into balance. So the first kind of sneaky mistake is sometimes things that we don't have control over, like poor sleep. But we do need to work on our sleep. But there are other things we can work on, such as exercising strategically and giving yourself enough recovery time, not overdoing exercise, not doing the wrong exercises. What are the wrong exercises? That would be too much high intensity training, too much zone 2 training. That's just moderate exercise for, 45 minutes to an hour where you're really raising cortisol instead of working with your cortisol. Strength training is going to be definitely one that you want to focus on that's going to help build that muscle that we're losing. So the second mistake that I see is when I talk to you guys and you're like, Trim Healthy is not working for me anymore. So this is what I've done. I have done Optavia. I have done intermittent fasting. I have done keto. I have done carnivore. And then they all backfire on you. They backfire because our hormones cannot handle that type of extreme dieting. Your body may give you results at the beginning, but your body gets used to it. And if you do things like low calorie or extreme fasting or too low carb, your body gets used to that. And then your metabolism actually slows down. It can cause some metabolic issues. You're also not giving your body the calories that it needs to be able to function properly. So it puts your body in a stress state when you're not giving it what it needs. The other thing is that can lead the body to repress your metabolism. Yes, repress it. Stop, slow down, and actually cause more stress in the body. And then that causes more cortisol. And then that causes more insulin to come in. And so it's just this backfire where you're turning on fat storage instead of fat burning. Also, when you're doing any type of fad diet, I'm not going to say starvation tactics, but I'll say lowering those calories, or maybe you're just not getting all the nutrients, you're focusing on one thing. This can lead to muscle loss, and this can lead to the hormonal imbalance, which causes even greater fat storage. So if you're doing any of those extreme diets and they're not working, it is stressful for your body And we need to give our body the nutrients and the proper support with food, enough calories, the right food in the right setting, our good carbohydrates, our protein, our fats, definitely our plant kingdom, and limit some of those off-plan eats, the oils that aren't best for us, the packaged things, the white sugar, the white flour, the wine, all of that. So number 3, the other sneaky thing that you could be doing wrong is the wrong type of exercise. High intensity for too long can backfire. High intensity, long duration workouts can backfire. I want to talk to the woman who's wondering if it's just too late. If you've been thinking, well, I guess this is just how it's going to be from now on, maybe I'll never feel strong or lean again. I want to speak directly to you. It is not too late, my friend. Your body is not broken. You just need a plan that works with your hormones, your metabolism, and your real life. That's why I built the Midlife Fat Loss Formula. It is my 6-month group coaching program where we walk step by step through the exact things your body needs to shift back in to fat burning mode. You'll learn how to eat in a way that fuels you, how to move in a way that actually works, and how to create sustainable habits that last beyond the 6 months. It's not about perfection. It's about progress that sticks. Women like Michelle and Anita are seeing major shifts, not just on the scale, but in their labs, in their confidence, and even their strength. So if you've been needing that nudge to take the next step, this is it. Come on over to bit.ly/join fat loss formula. That's bit.ly/join fat loss formula. Your body is more sensitive and less able to tolerate that form of stress. So the right movement for you is key. That's to match your hormone support. Where are you? Do you have adrenal fatigue? We need to do short bouts of exercise earlier in the day. Are you just low energy because maybe you don't have enough estrogen? We need to focus on weight training. We need to do very short HIIT sessions, maybe once or twice a week. If you are wanting to increase your metabolism, then, and all of us want to do that, then the weight training is for everyone, but it's the right type of weight training. For women in menopause, it's not best to do split routines. It's not best to do light weights and 20 to 25 repetitions. The needle moving exercises are going to be lifting heavy and a little bit of HIIT, maybe once or twice a week. And anything else, walking is always beautiful, you guys. Walking is wonderful and amazing, and you can do that every single day. That's lovely. It's just some of the other things that are not needle movers, and you might like them, and I do too. Pilates, yoga, they're not necessarily needle movers. They can help you relieve stress. They can help you with stretching. They can help strengthen a little bit. They can help with core. They're helpful, but they are not needle movers. And so doing the wrong type of exercise is going to backfire, and it may even cause fat gain. Number 4, ignoring inflammation. Anytime our body is inflamed, it blocks fat loss and increases cortisol. So if we're dealing with inflammation because estrogen has walked out the door, maybe because you have some type of underlying condition, maybe you have some type of arthritis or RA or autoimmune issue, maybe you are putting the wrong foods in your body, but the inflammation causes poor gut health, food sensitivities, stress, autoimmune issues, and the joint pain. That also can be a sign of inflammation. All these can be signs of inflammation. And so it's difficult to figure out sometimes what is the root and what's causing it. But doing the things like an anti-inflammatory diet where we're eating our fruits and our vegetables, the plant kingdom, we're getting our protein, not too much red meat in your midlife season, using the lighter protein. Fish is amazing because it's so anti-inflammatory because of the omega-3s. And maybe some foods that you used to be able to eat are bothering you now. How do you know? Sometimes you only know by taking them out, seeing how you feel, and putting them back in. I am the type person that embraces all the food groups, but if nightshades inflame you, we need to take them out. If dairy inflames you, we need to take it out. If gluten inflames you, same thing. And sometimes when you take those out and you heal your gut, you can bring them back in. So what happens is the body reaches a tipping point as we're aging where you just maybe you've done a lot of things to your body. Maybe it's been a little punished over the years. Maybe there's been a lot of dieting or restriction or too much demand without enough recovery and rest. Like I said, we could kind of handle that when we were younger. Goodness gracious. I could stay up till 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock at night and get up at 4, go run 5 miles and go do my day. These days, I have to take care of my body. I cannot stay up late for too many nights in a row. I must get my sleep. I have to have more recovery time with exercise. And it is not a bad thing. It's just because our bodies have gotten to a point where they need more support. And so that tipping point is kind of what happens, like what you used to do to drop the 5 to 10 pounds quickly. Your body's like, no, we're not doing that anymore. And it can't keep up, and it actually stresses it and it backfires and it makes you gain weight because of the cortisol. So we really want to listen to what does our body need in this season of life. The other thing is the lack of muscle that's happening. It really does slow us down and our strength as well. So we want to support our hormones with the proper food, the right exercise, taking care of it as far as sleep, dealing with stress, recovery, hydration, all of those things. So what you can do is go through the list of what I just talked about. Are you cranking cortisol too much? Are you utilizing fad diets or extreme diets? Are you doing the wrong type of exercise? Are you ignoring inflammation? These things matter. And if you can pinpoint one of these things that you may need to consider changing, then I would take one thing and start working on the one thing. We want to make sure that we're supporting our hormones for proper balance. And the same thing with fueling. We're fueling for balance. So I love focusing on how can I balance my body and my hormones instead of how can I just lose the weight or get a different number on the scale. There's nothing wrong with those goals. But what if we focus on balancing our hormones? And, when you're in menopause, you don't have hormones like you did when you were younger. So it's not getting the proper amount of hormones. It's how they're working together. And we want to be working with our cortisol, which I just shared 4 ways you're not working with your cortisol. We want to be working with insulin, which I shared with that as far as not overdoing exercise. And when you're fueling your body, you're making sure that you anchor every single meal with protein, at least 25 to 30 grams of protein, and making sure that you get carbohydrates, good carbohydrates, whole foods in the right setting at the right time. Your body loves those. First thing in the morning, lunch, even in the afternoon. It's not that you can't have those carbs in the evening time. You totally can. But we want to use those carbs when we need them, when we need the energy, when we need our cortisol to calm down, when we need to support our thyroid. So these are some things to think about. And I encourage you to go through this list, maybe pick one, start working on that today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and share it with a friend who might be struggling to lose weight in perimenopause or even menopause without confusion and without overwhelm? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. It blesses me to know this podcast is helping you. Time to grab my protein smoothie and head to the pickleball court. I'll meet you back here on Wednesday for another Honeycast episode. See ya.